Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Love coming out of you makes you happy. The whole world can love you, but that is not the love that will make you happy. What will make you happy is to share all the love you have inside of you. That is the love that will make the difference. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 149, NASDAQ up 28, S&P's up 15, gold contract down $49.80, trading at $1,225 an ounce. Silver off $1 at $18.50 an ounce. Platinum down 48 bucks. Trading out at $1,304 an ounce. Copper down 2 pennies at $3.05 a pound. Light sweet crude flat at $95.43 a barrel. Bonds up 23 ticks at $134.28. King dollar up 410 ticks, trading out at 83.21. The euro down 71 at $1.30, and the yen trading out flat at 97.80. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Okay. So we go over to the future out here, folks, and what we're looking at is this. ESU. Okay. So we get up to a price point today of 1601.25. We do that on 660 million. Okay. So what are we doing here? Well, this is what you've done today. Your first leg down came down to a price point of 1591. Future S&P. Second leg come down to 15. That's cool, pretty cool. 1591's on both of them. Okay, so 1591's on both of them. So we did 660 million to today. You're going into the 6th of June. So the correlation goes like this. You get, well, actually 770. So we said 770 million did today. You're going into the 6th, which was 799, which isn't bad, by the way, okay? Bottom line, I suspect what you have here, we go back over to the cash. Well, here, I'll do the SPY for a second so you can see what you have happening here. This looks to me like, believe it or not, folks, that the bounce is just about done. The SPY, if you want to see how the contraction is happening so quickly, this is what you have. We go downtown, we break the swing point on the 20th, we break it with volume. We break it with 321 million. You get to a lower low of 155 and you do that with 220 million. So watch it. Monday, yesterday you go up on 162, today you do 132. I think this is all she wrote. It's going to be really interesting too, because it's going to be hard time-wise if this is all she wrote. What it very possibly could mean, if I'm right on this in this call, is that we're going to go back to this bottom out here. For you bulls, you're going to like this, actually, because it's going to be very hard to break out that bottom coming into a Thursday or Friday. Let's see, it's Tuesday right now, right? Is it Tuesday? What day is it? No, it's Wednesday. Okay, it's Wednesday. Yeah, so it'll have till tomorrow to get down into that. So what you're probably going to have is this. This is actually probably, this time-wise, this does work. So what you have is this. You get down to the 157, 155 again. And then what you do is that as you get down there, that's Thursday, Friday. Next week, you won't bust this out this week. And you won't bust it out at the beginning of next week. You'll have another bounce, and it'll build cause to get down there. I think that's the take on this. We go over to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow. What you have inside the Dow Industrials is this. Because the anemic volume, it contracted and contracted dramatically, folks. So you go over to the Dow Industrials. What we did with the Dow is this. You got to, we're at 14,910. And that number there, that Dow can get to about 14,950. So maybe get a pop in the morning, and that's about it. The contraction is way too much, folks, meaning it's just way too much. You know, you get a contraction like that, you come right back downtown. NASDAQ Composite. What do you have with the Composite? You're up to 28 bucks. Composite did 1.6 billion versus 1.8. You know, what's screaming out here is right downtown again. It's going to be interesting watching this whole thing shake out, I can tell you that. Gold, hammered gold again. We were talking about it last night, and there was no doubt, folks, when I was on the air last night, they were just hammering that bottom. And they let it loose, and they let it loose once again. So gold got down to $12.25, and that's not going to stop there, by the way. It's just not even close. So what you have to wrap your head around, which we've been talking about for a couple of years, is the context of the GLD, meaning the Street Tracks Trust, the ETF structure inside that, and the physical market. When the ETF first come out, folks, it's dynamite on the way up, okay? Because each and every time gold was going up, State Street had to buy it. Guess what? Tonight is going to be a disaster out here, okay? They're trying to sell that gold right now, and guess what? It's a hot potato. It's a hot potato in a big way. It's a forced sell. It's a non-emotional sell. That's what it comes down to. And I can tell you, if Paulson's fund hasn't sold, you're going to, I think the whole world's going to learn a lesson on that fund. There's no two ways about it. Because I looked at, so his just two positions, just today, just today, those positions are down another 178 million in one day. They've been down every day like that. So when I looked at the last filing, the bottom line, they're going to get him out of the market. The market is going to get him out of the market. As of the last filing, the GLD, he had 21 million shares. That's down another $5, okay? Can you believe? I mean, intense, right? Anglo Ashanti, that's down 83 cents. He has 28 million shares. Bottom line, sad but true. Not good. So if we go over to the GLD, where's it going? Where's gold going? Gold, folks, has been screaming out here, and this is where this is always, and I tell you, the out of time in the trade, even when I see these numbers stick out, it's like, really? You're really going to get down there? And they just make their way down there. And sure enough, the GLD, guess what? We've been talking about it a long time, the 119, right? We were talking about 119 when it was at 169. Bottom line, gets into the 119, and guess what? It doesn't stop. You know what that puts it at, folks? Which is not cool. That puts the GLD can go down to 90 bucks. That's going to be the stop, Not the stop. I'm saying that's where it wants to go right now. So, and there is divergence. There's a couple with divergence, which is pretty cool. Let's go to Mike in Pettington. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
Pretty good, yeah.
Cool, man. What are we going to look at today?
Well, I bought a put on oil today.
Okay.
And I'm actually making $8 on it. But
wow.
At one point I was making 150 on it.
I was going to say you had a beautiful spike down, and okay, so let's take a look at it. So what you have with oil, folks, is this. The great news, Mike. You're going to like this, okay? Intraday, and I tell you, the out of time of trade works intraday or daily, weekly. It doesn't matter. This is going to be going right back down to this 94.01. So what he's looking at when he was up $1.50, folks, this is what he had. Oil, the numbers came out this morning. There was enough oil out there. There has been enough oil, by the way, anyway. The baby spiked down, but you spiked down with some good juice. We spiked down with 20,000 contracts. Then you bounce back with all of 1,800. So on that basis, what you'll get at least a test of that number. That's the first part. The second part is that, it's like it really didn't do any traction. But what it has done, and, this is what oil was doing about 3 weeks ago. Each and every day, it'd have a $2 move. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think you're in all right shape here. I think you're in good shape, not all right shape.
I got it after the big bounce. So it went all the way down, went all the way back up, and that's what I bought.
Oh, good for you, man. Oh, what a trip. Oh, see, that's the perfect trade, man. That's awesome, man, because, see, now what you're gunning for, what he's gunning for, that's even better. Listen, man, this is how I trade that. When you do that, and I do this a lot, okay, is that what I do, I basically, so what he did, folks, is this. Oil was flat this morning, up 20, 30 cents. It got slammed down, so it has a high volume low, and crawled its way all the way back up. So two different things end up happening. What you can do is you can put a short position on there. You give it no breathing room because you can put your stop right over the other side of 95.80. That's the last swing point. And what I would do when this is there, I normally put my sell in, Mike, okay? you know, and get it as close to where that spike is, a little above the spike, because we know it's going to spike it again. You don't know it, but the probability is it's going to spike it, and then you're out in the spike, and you're in great shape, man.
Right, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay, brother. Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We got our man, Mr. Bud Rolfs, coming up next, growling and prowling with you. We're going to be right back. Leave it out. 149, NASDAQ up 28. Welcome back, folks. We had the Dow Industrials finish up 149. You had NASDAQ up 28. S&Ps are up 15. And, you know, folks, okay, when we talk about markets, well, bottom line, you know, first it was about, you know, I'd say about 6 weeks ago, we had our man, Mr. Bud Rolfs, growling and prowling with us out here. And, you know, Bud had already done a webinar, and when he was doing the webinar, he was, this goes way back, he was saying, hey, listen, man, this market is going higher, and I mean a lot higher. Well, guess, we know what happened. Bud came on and said, hey, guess what? We have a little stormy weather in between the markets here. And needless to say, you know, some people think this is a large correction. It went down 127 points. Bottom line is that we get our man, Mr. Bud Rolfs, with us to walk us through this market. And, folks, if you come over to our website at TFNN.com, you're going to see right in the front, trading tactics in a bull market. It's not too late to get Bud's webinar number 1 and the 6 reports that he's going to do. And right now we got our man, Mr. Bud Rolfs. And I'm going to let him tell you, though, because he had mentioned it when I was interviewing him the last time, but it was a pretty incredible call. Bud Rolfs, what's going on with the Doppler radar?
Hey, Tommy, we got stormy weather here today, and the clouds are overcast, and we got stormy weather in the market.
I'll tell you, man, you know, talk to me, first off, you know, the webinar was phenomenal, but I can tell you, when I was interviewing you the last time, you didn't say it on the air. I know the subscribers got it, but you were basically saying, well, hey, are bonds the place to go? So talk to me about it.
Well, one of the sections we did, of course, we forecast the correction as you did and Steve did, and you know, we were on top of that. And one of the ways we knew it was going to be a correction within days, Tom. Okay. We have a little chart up, a 1-year daily chart of the 10-year bond rate. Yes. If you're trying to get this in my system, it's that little carrot or whatever you call it thing, looks like a triangle pointing up, and then TNX. It's the TNX, and it's the daily. I got the daily chart here. Yes. The 1 year. Daily 10-year bond rate. And, folks, if you see this, it's worth a million words. And this was slide 84 in the webinar. And what it showed was back in April and early May, the 10-year bond was in an uptrend channel. It was going up. And it had gone oversold. It went below the lower trend line of the channel. Yeah. Okay. And, Tom, that only happens in pairs. When it goes oversold, it has to go overbought. It's like bookends. They just don't occur one at a time.
That's so cool, man. You know what's so funny about that, Bud? I remember the first time Bud showed me this. Now, folks, I'm going back over 10 years. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. What a trip. Okay.
No, but, you know, as soon as I saw this, Tom, and I said, holy mackerel, within days, the 10-year bond is going to jump up over 2.5. Yep. Okay? Right. And the 10-year bond had pulled back like 210 or so. Right, I believe
it went to 190, Bud. I think it was at 190.
Yeah, and you know, and it jumped up 25% in days after we did this webinar. That's going to wreck any market, Tom. You know, you can't have those kind of yields. And folks, you got this in this webinar at TFNN. And Tom, how many other places did you hear anybody forecasting that the 10-year yield was going up over 2.5 within days? Around June 13th. You didn't hear that any place.
Well, no, PIMCO should have got your webinar because PIMCO is down 13% in the month because of it, which is the largest bondholder in the world, folks, by the way. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you another one, Tom. Here's another one. This year will not end without this 10-year bond rate hitting 3%.
Oh, man.
And I'm going on the record right now with that, folks, and you'll see why if you come to the webinar. Now, the webinar was June 13th. How are you going to come to the webinar? Well, with the beauty of modern technology at TFNN, you can come to the webinar by buying it now, and you won't have missed a beat. You're going to get everything the folks got there by going on the evening of the 13th, and you're going to get all the monthly Doppler radar reports. This storm that Tom talked about, that we're talking about as a correction, okay, that's our metaphor for the correction.
Okay.
This correction is not going to be over soon, folks. You need to protect yourself from this storm, and how do you do that? You turn on the Weather Channel, you turn on the weather report, and they got the Doppler radar going to tell you where is the storm now, how much longer is it going to be, am I at the top of the storm, am I in the eye of the hurricane, is it past yet, is it safe to go back in the water, all these questions.
Sure.
Well, we're going to answer all those with our monthly Doppler radar reports, Tom, and folks that sign up now won't miss a single one.
So what happens, folks, is this. If you go to the front page of our website, you're going to see right at the very top of the carousel, Trading Tactics in a Bull Market. And what you get for $279 is this. You're going to get the full webinar, and then you get 6 reports, one a month, going right till January 2014. Actually, the last one will be December 2013. Bud's work, folks, is extraordinary. And it's very clean and clear. And what you'll get also, if you actually want to understand the system, well, you're going to get the whole system. It's just not, because Bud explains it specifically. In fact, when he was just talking about the bond, I remember the first time, as I just said to Bud, the first time that he showed me how that deal works. And it is amazing, isn't it? Numbers are amazing, aren't they, Bud? These patents and numbers, man?
You and I feel the same way. I know about this. We've been doing this, folks, for, 30, 40 years.
Right.
And some of these numbers come out so precisely, you just shake your head.
You do.
Because the whole rest of the world, 99% of the world, Tom, thinks this is all random. It's all just, hocus pocus and random numbers in the market. Nobody can predict it. Nobody can market time. I am telling you, folks, they're blind and they do not see.
Yeah, it's heavy. I'll tell you, man, it's amazing. Listen, folks, come over to our website at TFNN. You can get that right here, right now. Check that webinar out, and what happens, folks, the webinar ends up being on your page for another 30 days. So you can go over it as many times as you want. And of course, I get the first one is coming out. Is it July 13th, right, Bud?
Yes.
So you're not too late here, folks. That's the bottom line. The first Doppler radar report is coming out on July 13th, the first of 6. So you haven't missed...
the week. Yeah, it'll be that week. The 13th is actually a Saturday.
Okay, the week of that 13th. Okay. So, hey, listen, where you guys going for the 4th?
We are going to Cancun, Mexico, Tom, for our 40th anniversary. June 17, 1973, I married the fabulous Nancy.
Yeah.
And as I told you, I graduated June 6th, married her the 17th, and I wasted 11 days.
I know, man. What's wrong with you, man? You got to love it. Well, listen, man, you have a great one, safe one. Tell everyone I said hi, man. And, of course, we look forward to, having you back on and look forward to that first update.
Hey, great, Tom. Thank you. Love you and Angie, too.
Okay, have a great one. Have a safe one.